Hey, glad to see you're back. Glad to see you're back. It's great to have you back here on Midas Letter RAW. And you know who's here with me today? Our usual special Ed Milewski. Ed?
Hello, James.
Ed, hello.
How are you?
You look like you got some sun.
Yeah, you know, I did.
Is that a Molson tan I see on you?
Yep. As they say out in the country, farmer's tan.
Farmer's tan.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what they had in mind when they categorized a farmer's tan the way they did, which typically is categorized or sort of looks like, you know, you got a suntan on your face below here, and from here up your forehead's white.
Yeah,
your arms are tan, but from here up everything's pale white and fleshy.
But my forehead's not white, is it?
Well, not in the front. It's a little white in the back. Just saying. I don't think that's a farmer's tan, though.
No, you know. Okay.
No.
Well,
anyways, how are you?
I'm good. I'm a little.
We're starting to see
introspective today.
Introspective.
Yeah, I'm just sort of, you know.
Does that mean you're not going to tell us what you're thinking?
Well, you know, I'm feeling a little sullen.
Sullen.
Yeah.
What happened to cause that emotive effect in the ever effervescent Ed Milewski? I want to know.
Well, you know, I just made that up.
Oh, I see. I see. It's going to be that kind of show, is it?
I'm concerned about our marijuana stocks. They're not getting any love. They're not getting any love, but maybe it's still July holiday season.
Well,
I'm watching
that's
weed
definitely
carefully.
the case.
Weed's back to, I think, $38.
Okay, tell you what, Ed, just to ameliorate the situation, I'm going to pull up some charts here.
Yeah.
Which reminds me that I'll also have to start the little device we call the NDI converter, which I often forget to do, and I assume that everybody's following along merrily, and they can't because I haven't, and so they won't until I do, which I now have, and so it should all be good. You have any idea what I'm talking about? None whatsoever. All right,
not at all.
Let's go to something a little bit more straightforward, at least. Now, you were bitching and moaning and
wait a minute. That index is hardly off.
Well, let's go look at the full screen. No. This index now, recall. Soft, recall. Soft. Recall that the index was adjusted on the weekend, so we saw this big upturn in the increased value.
Right, but it's down today relative to yesterday.
That is true. Let's cut to the one-day look. There we go.
Right.
Yesterday touched a high of 71.31.44.
That's one day.
Yeah, closed down that much.
From the high.
Yeah. Oh wait, this is today.
Oh, that's today.
So far today, we're down below where we closed at yesterday. Yeah.
And we're near the lows of the day, which I'm going to say to our viewers that you know when you see action where it sort of tends to close at the end of the day, I think that's significant.
Yeah.
So, you know,
okay, just so viewers don't get confused, this big spike in the index, yes, we were a little tardy in getting our index adjusted with removing the small caps that were no longer large caps and adding the new caps that were actually coming to the market as large caps, being MedMen and the Green Organic Dutchman. So for the next little while, the index is going to look a little bit wonky.
Right.
So there you have it.
But we're down from yesterday.
Yeah, indexes are down in general.
And I see the Midas Letter Canadian Venture Cannabis Index. Midas Letter, look at the CSE index is up.
Yeah.
And, you know, a paltry 2 points.
Yeah, the CSE index. Well, okay, so let's see. There were a bunch of new companies added to the CSE. So we had G-Tech, we had FSD Pharma.
Yeah.
We had
look at this Ianthus again, up another 6%.
Well, I tell you,
look at the 666.
Yeah, 666.
What was that a message? Is there something going on here?
Where? Who? Where? What?
I think we're being spoken to from the netherworld.
From the netherworld?
Yeah.
From not the Netherlands, where certainly cannabis is a popular coffee, complimentary coffee accompaniment.
Yeah, a few years ago I went to Copenhagen, and someone had told me that pot was legal in Copenhagen. So I went to the seedy part of town. I started talking to people and saying,
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
It's not legal in Copenhagen. They got their Copenhagen.
Apparently, I found out because this person said, "Oh, it's legal, no problem." I'm going, "Hey, buddy, you got some pot on you?" He said,
"Who was it that confused Copenhagen with Amsterdam? Was it you or the guy who told you?"
Well, for some reason, this person thought they were well versed in world events, or they seem to think they knew. Oh,
they were talking through their arse by the sounds of things, Ed. Either that,
and trying to blow smoke up mine.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
In an effort for you to actually smoke your own road.
And I, you know what? I spent a lot of time walking those streets of Copenhagen, and guess what?
You didn't get any.
No legal. Nothing legal.
Did you find any illegal?
Yes.
Boy.
Just saying.
Wow, not an X-rated show at all.
No. You know what? This was when I was much younger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard to believe that, you know, when this happened, I was in my 50s.
That's not much younger. In your wild youth, you mean? Your wildness spent
I was
youth.
a wild 50-year-old, 55-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So let's get back to the. Is somebody growling at me?
No, that's my stomach. I'm on a.
You have stomach issues?
I had a salad for lunch today, and my stomach is basically that. Was its very quiet way of saying, "What the fuck are we eating now? Where's the meat?
Okay.
Give me the meat. I need the meat."
Whoa.
Anyways, let's just say that this migration towards a more vegetarian diet is not going well for me and my gastrointestinal processing
Is that because
system.
you're used to the meat?
I'm a big fan of meat. See these two pointy things here? Not for ripping and tearing lettuce. No. I think in a previous life I might have been a Tasmanian devil even. Or something very
I think they're
carnivore.
extinct, though. They're extinct. So
Well, that would explain why I'm back as a human being.
yeah, because
I couldn't be here.
Yeah, exactly.
I would need an alternative universe.
You know, there was also a Tasmanian. There's a Tasmanian devil, and there's a Tasmanian tiger.
Yeah?
A Tasmanian tiger went extinct before the devil. Now you're going to look it up right now, aren't
Well, I'm
you?
going to try to find a picture of a Tasmanian tiger.
Well, you might not, because I think they went extinct a lot faster.
Tasmanian tiger.
Try that.
Well, Google knows what it is. So let's see here. Let's pull up a nice image.
Whoa! Look what
It's an embarrassment of riches.
Look at this.
All right.
And now the question is, how come you didn't know that there was a Tasmanian tiger?
Let's pull this one
look
up.
at him. Look at the stripes. Look at. You know, if that creature was in front of a jail cell, you wouldn't be able to see it, because the bars would line up.
Wow. Open link in new tab. Let's see what happens here. I'm trying to get a
Look
full.
at that. Yeah, I think that went extinct in maybe the 30s or 40s.
Whatever happened to this?
Look, it's a beautiful creature. No, this is a lot. Back from the dead. Look at.
This is a live one.
Yeah, this. Oh my God.
Okay, there we go. There's the full picture. Oh. That's a Tasmanian tiger.
Yeah.
You know what it looks like? It looks like a cross between a dog, a kangaroo, and a zebra.
Yeah, and maybe it's got a little component of Tasmanian devil in it.
Well, or I would say almost anteater. I don't think we want to translate it.
Anti-eater or anteater?
Anteater.
Okay.
Anteater. And let's take a look at some of the technicals here. I don't think we're going to use our trusty charts because we're so tardy on the
Hey, look, we can get a cottage in Goderich.
That's good point. Squirrel. Okay, focus. Let's go back to the main index. Let's look at the index page. Here we go. Boy, we've got so many bells and whistles on the Midas Letter
What
site.
What did they say about Sproutly? I just saw something on Sproutly.
Yeah, we'll come back to Sproutly.
Okay.
We had an we're going to do an interview with Keith Dolo, who's the president and CEO of Sproutly, in probably about 30 minutes. He's going to be here. Do you know who else we have today? We have Anthony Dutton, who's the CEO of Cannax. You know anything about Cannax?
Tony?
Anthony Dutton. Tony, yeah, well, he doesn't call him. I've never heard anybody call
Well,
him
you know
Tony.
what? We go way back, so I.
Oh, you know Tony?
Well, not really.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay, so
look,
Cannabis.
I got to, here, let me just borrow this piece of paper here. Oh.
So Cannabis.
I want to see the chart before. I want to go back to the weed chart because the weed's the big one. The big one.
Ed, we're moving along a little too quick here for you today.
Jeez. Okay.
So Cannabis is coming in. You can see that their stock's been beat up. Anthony's going to tell us why it's possibly undervalued. Now, the other interesting thing about this is a company that he's acquiring, Jetty Extracts, the CEO of that company is going to be here for the 420 new product moment that we always need. He's going to tell us about Jetty Extracts. You know what Jetty Extracts does? They sell extract products in 600 dispensaries in California. This is a profitable company.
It could be named for a good name for a dental office too.
Jetty Extracts?
Extract your teeth.
Okay, we'll have to run that by a few dental offices. Maybe we should trademark that. Maybe we should trademark that.
Instead of Jetty Extracts, it could be Eddie Extract Your Teeth.
You're having a good time over there, aren't you? Okay, there's your chart, Ed.
Okay, there's the one.
Do some damage,
okay,
will you?
Give me my slide rule. Okay, look it. Viewers, this is for you, for your edification. I'm just saying. Okay, where's the chart? Okay, watch this. See this?
Yeah.
And we called the bounce. Remember, a few days ago we said we're going to have a nice bounce, and we did.
Yeah.
But then here's the problem, folks. I got to be honest with you. This thing over here, this little shoulder, head, shoulder, yeah.
So what is this head and shoulders nonsense?
So here's what I don't like. Okay, here's like this seems to be breaking down. This bounce couldn't get up a lot of steam.
Yeah.
We had a big green day here, nice day, then another reversal, another red day, and we tried to bounce again, and nowhere near here, and we're rolling over. So there's a little trend there that's being breached. So I think if this closes below this in here, we're going to test here. If we test this and this fails,
Katie, bar the door.
Katie, bar the door.
Drop.
Whoa.
Open, batten down the hatches and drop the bomb.
I don't, like this is how I interpret it. I'm not saying I'm right. This is how I interpret it. It just looks.
All right, so that's one interpretation.
Oh, there you go.
No, so let me ask you this,
okay,
Ed. So
okay.
look at see this area I'm lighting up over here. This is the.
But can I just? Sorry to interrupt. But can I say every time we have a day where there's no follow through, the shareholders get a little less tolerant. Like they're starting to think, why am I holding this paper if it doesn't go up? It's easy to hold a portfolio in a nice bull market. Every day you look, you're worth more, you feel great.
But look at this volume down here at the end of June.
Yeah.
I mean...
slowing right down.
Well,
no, the end of June. Sorry, early July.
Another accumulation phase.
Early July is
we're talking what?
Holidays.
6 sessions so far in July. The first week was pure holidays in the United States and Canada. 6 sessions related to
Jeff Sessions? I can't even say it.
So yes, we have entered the summer doldrums as we always do after the July 4th weekend.
Yeah.
I expect that volumes are going to be low until trending towards the end of August.
Right.
And then you're going to start to see an acceleration into accumulation ahead of the next value catalyst in this sector, which is going to be the implementation, the rollout of the October 17 rules, where you and I can go get high legally for recreational purposes.
Now, but we couldn't say go down to the store here and buy some pot and bring it back to the set and smoke it, could we?
Well, besides being profoundly unacceptable to the management of the building, the security of the building,
right,
and law enforcement generally,
okay,
I think that would be a bad move on our part.
Okay, so you're in agreement with what I just said.
That we can't. You're correct.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, that's all I had to say. That's all I had to say. Okay. Now what?
Now what? Well, let's go to the.
Let's put up.
Well, I want to see first. We got to quickly acknowledge our audience.
This looks like the move into the arc.
Right here. Fortunately, our website is, or rather our channel is, YouTube is slow, the internet's slow. Oh, look at all the people on here. All right.
Got any questions?
Whoa. Jeff Shee. Here, see, this is why we want to stay connected. Jeff Shee, one of our regular viewers on the YouTube channel, just came out and said,
hi, Jeff,
that Canopy Canopy just announced that they're going to acquire Haiku Brands. Do you know what they're getting in that one acquisition? They're getting Haiku Brands, they're getting Weed MD, and they're getting Tokyo Smoke. That's 3, because that was all just put together under Haiku, through Haiku's acquisition of Weed MD. That's a major, so we're going to say, hey, Jeff.
Thanks for that.
Thanks for the tip. There, that's what he gets, a shout out for, you know, basically bringing that to our attention, because we're not watching the market when we're doing this show.
No.
Which is great. So let's see, who else can we say hello here to? Modern Picasso is with us as per usual. He wants us to know that T-God warrants are $1.88, exercise to purchase at $3. Good deal, $4.86 versus $6.15 if I understand correctly. We haven't done the due diligence on that. We're going to have a look at that. Stephen Mueller is here. Stefan. Guten Tag. Stefan's German. Up there, it's good night, good evening. How do you say that in German? Research, give us good evening in German so we can say it properly.
No, that's not good morgen. Good morgen's good day.
Guten Nacht. Guten Nacht?
Guten Nacht.
Guten Nacht. We're going to start to get boned up on German just so we can talk to Stefan Mueller, because he's here every day. Visual Adrenaline asks if we can break down the ACB chart.
Adjusted cost base.
No, that's Aurora Cannabis.
Well,
Aurora Cannabis. She's talking Aurora Cannabis.
I sort of an accountant in my earlier day, right?
Guten Abend. Gerdenkrampf 666 says Guten Abend. Nacht equals night. Guten Abend is good day, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. No, that we would say Danke. Danke. There we go.
Like Dankeschön?
Yeah. Yeah, good news for MyBuzz Capital Holding. Haiku is looking to invest in Kaya Inc. We don't know what that means, Nick. Great insight anyways. Let's take a quick look. We're going to jump over to the Facebook page now, see who's around, see who we have to say hello to, see who's got some interesting tidbit of question for us. Live. We're not up on Facebook. What's going on? Where are we? Okay, we're not there today. Sorry, Facebookers. We're not there. We don't even know why. But let's see. Let's go back. We're talking to everybody. Head over to YouTube. Go to YouTube. YouTube's up. Okay, so yeah, no real questions. So yeah, okay, so let's pull up the ECB chart and at least give some...
ACB.
ACB. What did I say? ACDC?
ACDC.
ACB. Let's leave no opportunity to discuss...
That's Aurora Cannabis, ACB. Let's take a look.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a second tab up here, and I'm going to say, I'm going to pull up the Canopy chart because I want to see what the effect of that announcement is on Canopy shares. So we're going to pull up Weed.
Right.
And so there's Weed loading. But okay, let's start with the full screen on the Aurora chart. Ed, technical analysis, please.
Well, you know, here's one of the biggest companies in the country.
Second largest cannabis company on earth.
Is it?
Yeah.
And, you know, it never really, like if you look at this move over here and you compare it to Weed, Weed actually surpassed its December high. This one didn't. So this one doesn't seem to have, this company doesn't seem to have the favorable institutional following. Maybe they don't have, maybe none of them have institutional followers.
Well, Aurora Cannabis is not yet listed on a U.S. stock exchange. I would bet I would bet dollars to donuts that they are considering a U.S. listing, because everybody's jumping on NASDAQ and NYSE, and you saw what happened to Canopy Growth as soon as they went to the NASDAQ listing.
I don't like this action here. right here, this little bounce off this big drop, this quick drop.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's the day that cannabis was made legal for recreational purposes.
You know, like here, we had a big run and a drop, and then you got the big tail there.
So that's when they announced the MedReleaf takeout?
No,
that was already
then
there.
they started to turn up. We had another run here, but now, I can't get excited about this chart, to be honest with you. I'd like to get excited about it.
But what about the okay, so I want to ask you then, like according to all I've learned from you sitting here across from you, is to use your little thing here.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a trend here. Dot, dot, dot. Like, are we not?
Well,
I
think. Okay, just to be, devil's advocate.
Yeah, or just the devil.
666.
666.
I would say you to draw this correctly, you have to sort of draw it like that.
Yeah.
And then you got the breach. In other words,
okay. So the micro trend that I see is nascent or seminal in this phase.
Yeah. In other words, it broke this trend. This trend was looking great if it could stop here and carry on like this.
Okay, now let's consider the fundamentals. So Aurora just bought in the last 6 months 2 of the largest by market cap medical cannabis companies in the market. So they bought MedReleaf and they bought CanAmed. MedReleaf, that deal is going to close in the next week. So they've got 386 million shares coming that could be sold in the market. The CEO of MedReleaf sold 1 million shares last week.
Why would he do that?
Well, obviously he needs a little chicken to walk around with.
A little chicken.
It's summer. His company was just bought. He's got the whole summer off and he's got all this stock. What would you do? Wait for the deal to close so you could start peeling it out? No. I would be like, he's thinking, let's see, I can do one transaction. So obviously, he needs some money for summer.
How much did that little
I'll bet you
sale?
Neil Klosner will not be available
1 million
for an
shares
interview.
At $30?
What?
What did he sell? 1 million? You said he sold 1 million shares.
He sold 1 million shares at $30 a share, roughly.
Okay, so $30 million.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot of money.
It's a lot more money than I could spend in one summer without some help. If it was you and me, 30 million wouldn't even get us through the summer, Ed.
I'm flummoxed.
Flummoxed?
Yes.
I don't often see you flummoxed. Wait, stop the press. Call 911. Ed is flummoxed. How are you flummoxed, Ed?
Well,
what do you think? Do you think there's any way this chart could turn into a serious incline that would be hard to climb along the lines of K2 and overtake Canopy one day? Is that possible?
Anything's possible. That's what I've learned about this business.
Looking at this chart.
You know what? It's not getting the love that Canopy growth is.
What happens if they come out with some press releases that sort of change your perspective?
I'll tell you what I'd like to see here.
All right, here we go.
I'd like to see this breach to the upside. In fact, we may have a move back into this level in here. Okay, but if it can't get through here, it just looks. Do you
know who the largest vendor of medical cannabis into pharmacies in Germany is? Aurora's subsidiary Pandianos.
Is that right?
No.
Aurora may be getting ready. Maybe this is what this is.
Do you know who the largest vendor is of medical cannabis into pharmacies across Europe? Aurora's subsidiary Pandianos. So, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, is that Terry Booth's the CEO. He's not a media guy. So he's not out there looking people in the eye and saying, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. He doesn't care what anybody thinks. That's his attitude. Cam is probably one of the most articulate officers of a public company.
Cam's no stranger to the camera?
Cam's no stranger to the camera. Cam's one of the most engaging personalities that I ever have on this show. But
look at the low volume here, and we're in holiday season.
Oh, exactly. That's consistent.
Yeah.
That's consistent across the board.
Here's
what I bet you, Ed. I'll bet you see volume. I'll bet you see volume take off in the next week as soon as this MedReleaf thing closes, because there are people who are going to come in and buy shares of Aurora. There are people who are going to sell shares of MedReleaf to buy more Aurora. There are people who are going to sell their Aurora shares to go out and buy something else. But that's, you know, this is one big capital pool that's only getting bigger.
Right.
And with value catalysts like final distribution of recreational products to shelves so consumers can start to consume them in October, with the imminent legalization of cannabis federally in the United States. And when I say imminently, that could be in the next 3 months, could be in the next 3 years, depending on what the wingnut president decides.
Right.
And you've got Europe, and nobody understands that Europe is, Germany's 80 million people. Italy is 60 million people. There's 140 million people in 2 markets that Aurora dominates right now. So when those numbers start to hit the balance sheet, Katie, bar the door to the upside.
Right.
At least that's one takeaway.
You know what? I'm just saying. You know, those are fundamental comments. I'm a fundamentalist, and I'm looking at the chart, and I just say I would like to see some giddy up and go here. You're a technical guy. Because you know, this is why we're good together. We were moving along here, about to take off, and all of a sudden, sputtering. Onomatopoeia.
Out of gas. Hey, Tokyo.
Here we go.
Roadside assistance.
Okay. Anyway, so we'll see. That's the beautiful thing. We're going to be back here to discuss this.
Yeah. Well, we will. We're going to be talking about this all through the summer. How about a little wager on where do you think Aurora is going to be in, let's say, 30 days?
30 days?
Yeah.
I think it'll be less than...
less than $10?
I think it'll be less than $11.
Well, you're not leaving me much room there, are you? You're already taking the upside.
Well, you can take...
I basically have to take my Polsky Ogorky out and stick it on the line. Like, really, that's just not fair, Ed. Is it going to be above where it is today? Or you want to take higher or lower? That's what I'm asking. Is it going to be higher or lower than where it is today? I think we should
try and figure out how to say Polsko Gurki in...
Polish?
In German. We already know how to say it in Polish.
We have the perfect audience to ask. Let's quickly go to our German audience. Oh boy, we're missing all kinds of... ACB product quality destroys Canopy is a comment from Nick G. So there's, you know...
What's he saying?
He says that Aurora's product quality destroys Canopy. He's insinuating that Aurora has superior product to Canopy. Now, this would imply, Nick, and I'm not trying to disparage the audience a little, but my question is, have you tried all of the, I think it's 11 different brands of supply available on the Tweed Main Street catalog? Possibly not. I'll bet you Nick has tried maybe the Aurora Frost, because I'll tell you, they can't keep that stuff on the shelves.
They can't, eh?
Yeah. Nick says that Canopy needs to hire a real grower. Now you're just being mean. Indeed, he says he has tried all of the product. Well, so
he's sold.
Well, he's saying. I mean, if a guy who's tried the product on both sides of the camp.
Aurora's products or Weed's products?
He's saying he's tried both.
And he's saying
Aurora's better product.
Better buzz.
Well, I don't know if it's better buzz. Nick, let me ask you, since you're obviously watching in real time, are you a medical patient or a recreational patient? Because that would certainly color the color what the result would be. I mean, if you're just a medical patient, then maybe it's strictly for something to do with the nervous system. Maybe if you're a PTSD client, then it's perhaps something to do with being able to relax and enjoy life. I mean, there's so many medical applications out there, and so many people are self-diagnosed for cannabis that
a lot of people are experiencing pain, like arthritic pain.
Yeah.
Lots of pain.
Lots of pain. Well, there's a lot of people out there who have been in dire pain and been prescribed opiates, who have never had a decent night's sleep until they tried cannabis instead. And this is the great revolution that we're on the cusp of, and I'm not saying this flippantly. I believe we're on the cusp of a major revolution where cannabinoids will displace opioids as the #1 treatment for pain.
Yeah, I think you might be right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to displace a lot of things. I think CBD will displace anxiety drugs, depression drugs.
What is...
Certainly THC will, I can guarantee you THC is going to destroy depression in a lot of cases, not all cases, obviously, and I can't say that.
Right.
But, yeah.
It's interesting. There's no question.
Yeah. So...
Okay. So
let's see if we're up on Facebook here
let's can we take a look at
what do you want to look at, Ed?
Our friend Blady's new
G-Tech?
venture, G-Tech.
We're going to pull up G-Tech.
That's not had the
You've
most.
just disclosed that he's our friend. Do you own any G-Tech stock, Ed?
No.
Okay. Neither do I. So
No,
I guess we
I do
can talk
not
about
own
G-Tech.
any- yeah.
So feel free to rat bag it and walk away.
Well,
Blady will never be our friend again. No, I'm pretty sure he's golfing somewhere on the left coast there anyways. That would be his normal mode. Although he is having some luck with that Golden Ridge.
Golden
There's
Ridge.
going to be results
Okay,
announced.
here we go. Here we go.
Okay, so the G-Tech, look at that.
Whoa.
G-Tech, without sugarcoating it, is sucking hind teat. The G-Tech going down. They're going down. The G-Tech is sucking hind tit and going down. Like, it's going down. There's no other,
Can you say
other way
it,
to
can
describe
you say it another way? Oh,
I just did. Well, even the props are getting in on the action now.
props are going down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy, Ed, that microphone is not happy with you. It just,
Well, I gotta tell you, like.
what does that chart tell you? Technically.
Okay, so
Now, without sugarcoating it, even though we know you're friends with Chairman and co-founder
I got to call a
Mike
spade
Blady.
a spade here, okay?
That's good. Credibility demands. Credibility demands.
So we've been trading now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days. 12 days. I see one solitary green candle in that.
Well, and that's way back when I'm assuming wasn't trading then.
Fourth day.
I think that's the day they acquired the shell.
No, I'm talking about that little candle over there.
Oh, this one. This one with a little nipper dipper down at the bottom there.
A little guy.
Oh well, what the? That's like flaccid Jerry and Garth melted.
Okay,
Ben
so
and Jerry
here, just quickly, and again, looking at charts in a very short time frame is not exactly.
Oh, now you're making excuses for your friend, are you?
No, I'm just saying that my conclusions may not be.
Buy, sell, or hold, Ed.
Okay.
That's all we want to know here.
I'd say.
Come on, cut
okay,
to the chase.
Look at.
Is it going lower or is it going higher?
Is that a tail or a wick?
That's a wick.
So here we are, right here at these lows, 75 cents, right?
Yep.
So we rallied off there, which was a good, even though there's a big tail, it still was a red day. It's still but then we're going back, we're testing it. If it closes below 75, I got to believe at some point there's going to be a buy here, but
Okay.
It looks.
That's your technical take. I'm going to do a fundamental.
I'm not saying go in and step here,
Let's
but
look at the fundamentals on this company.
Okay.
$65 million market cap, $85 million shares outstanding. Let's look at the news. Operational updates. Let's look at where the financings were done. Okay, so let's see here. Non-brokered first tranche of a private placement, share consolidation. Let's see what they plan to do back in May. So they rolled back this company from, okay, so this was a shell. Black Birch Capital was a shell with 6.5 million shares out. Rolled it back, looks like a 3-for-1 to 2.1 million shares. Boom. Private placement, 12 million shares at a nickel.
What?
Are you seeing that? 12 million shares at a nickel. Post-consolidation. So that means there are 12 million shares out there that would be free trading 4 months plus 1 day after the company starts trading, which was 7 days ago.
At a nickel.
At a nickel. So this is what the market is looking at. And the market is seeing, oh, there's 12 million 5-penny shares out there. And these guys are not going to catch a bid unless they start to spend serious money on heavy-duty marketing, get some major milestones under their belt operationally. And, okay, now let's be fair and let's look at their most recent press releases. And, yeah, June 4th. Okay, so they've got They've got an application in for Saskatchewan retail through the Saskatchewan Liquor and Gaming Authority. They've got BC retail. GTEC has secured 2 retail locations, looking for 20 other locations in BC. Cannabis Cowboy. Now this is my favorite. Let's pull up this website quickly. So this is a website that is going to be something to do with, I guess, you know, cannabis. So the Cowboy Chronicle, it's focused on Alberta. It's going to be obviously a marketing platform somehow for, it's another cannabis lifestyle. So let's put this in the category with Lyft. We'll put it in the category with Leafly and with Living, what's the other one?
Spartly.
No. Civilized. Civilized.life. Civilized.life is the one on the East Coast that was financed by Canopy Rivers, which is going to start looking at going public towards the end of this year. So interesting. Here's another, well, interesting. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
So let's go back here. And so, okay, so they're sponsoring a lifestyle site. That's probably not a bad idea. It looks like the thing to do. Health Canada completes on-site licensed dealer inspection at Zen Labs. Okay, so here's the thing. From a fundamental perspective, yes, there are 12 million shares out there at a nickel with a nickel cost base. I'll bet you those shares are escrowed to some degree. We'd have to look at CEDAR.
Yeah, 4-month hold apparently.
No, escrowed would be 3-year hold for if they're founder
but
shares.
I just thought I saw when we read that these are subject to a 4-month hold.
Okay, so 4-month hold.
From the time I went public, probably.
Go back. Oh, let's go back. This. Oh no, we have to go forward. Okay, quickly. Black Birch. Definitive agreement. What was the Black Birch consolidation? Here it was. Okay, so private placement, 12 million shares, nickel cost basis, 4-month hold, subject to TSX approval.
Yeah.
Okay, so that does not look like the founders round.
I'd like to know who got those shares.
Some good friends of Mike Blady. That's, I'm just saying. Probably some people are going to help them in the market. Probably some people who are going to be in the deal helping them achieve operational milestones that are going to add value to the company.
Right.
And before the 4 months plus 1 day hold comes off of that private placement, which would be in, let's see, June, July, August, September, October, late October. You know, chances are they can get the book value higher, they can get the enterprise value higher,
sure,
and they can use the money they've raised to pack in more value on the value of the company.
When was that?
So that the nickel shares won't matter so much because they'll be taken out like that. That's only 12 million shares. In this market, Ed, 12 million shares is a single day's trading. And I'll bet you.
Well, you say it's a single day's trading, but the volume today is only 350,000.
Well,
I know.
On a big stock, on a normal day that's not in the middle of the summer doldrums.
Right.
We're talking a big lift here.
So we're at.
All right. So there we go. We basically one could argue that the observers are expecting to watch this to see how low it can go before the backfill on the operational value turns this chart around, and that's where they might trigger some buying. So I'll bet you they're going to raise more money, but I bet you they're going to take the summer off and just pack in these little gems here, like, you know, increased access to market, increased market share.
Right.
And that's going to offset the selling pressure that, you know, even the 5-cent holders are feeling. I mean, look at they're up 75 cents right now, and if they could sell it. But so right now, where's the paper coming from? We don't even want to go there. All right, let's look at another stock. Okay, let's go.
Okay, moving right along.
Moving right along.
How about?
You've got to call a spade in this game, Ed.
Well,
the only way to preserve your credibility. So, you know, but there's ups and downs in every company. And usually, when a company starts trading and it's all cashed up, and there's no reason to buy the stock.
There's the word yo-yo coming to mind.
Well, exactly. So let's look at, I want to look at the CSE because that's where we're seeing a lot of action. So let's look at Ianthus, up 6.35% today. Is it the high trader? I'm going to hit the change by percent here. Ooh, Juju Brands International. No, the highest one is Benchmark Botanics. Boy, oh boy. Now we've never even talked about these guys. So let's take a look and see who they're. 94 million shares outstanding.
Okay.
Here's the chart. Well, not a very attractive chart. But who's got an attractive chart today? Corporate update. Let's see what their most recent news is. Benchmark Botanics. Previously announced the credit of the company has not made the additional $500,000 refundable that was due today. Oh, they missed a payment on an asset purchase.
They did?
Yeah.
Where do you see that?
First paragraph. To the previously announced extension of the contract of purchase and sale for a greenhouse production center located in the lower mainland region of BC. The company has not made the additional $500,000 non-refundable deposit that was due today in order to extend the completion date from June 1st to July 15th. So they're, well, okay, so here's the fundamental between the lines undercover cloak and dagger takeaway is that they didn't raise the dough to extend this thing, so the company sold off, but now we're seeing this big spike today because I'll bet you they pulled a rabbit out of the hat and somebody's come up with some dough or an alternative strategy to that greenhouse. That's my cloak and dagger behind the scenes takeaway on Benchmark.
So you think there's a solution here?
I think that something has happened behind the scenes that has not been announced because the last announcement was June 15th. That somebody knows something. This little thing here, this is not technical, this is not fundamental, this is cloak and dagger 101. Somebody knows something, and people are buying the stock because they believe that this sell-off pattern is going to be reversed by a fundamentally positive development, a value catalyst that will likely be announced, I'll bet, either tonight or tomorrow or the next day.
This is not a case of something's rotten in Denmark.
That would be that would be a very sweeping and unfair generalization to make at the company, knowing what we do about it. No, we don't know enough about it. We've never talked to the guys. We don't know what their game is.
I know, but look, we've come down from over $2, well under $1.
Yeah.
They seem to be under some financial pressure.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah. By the way, Anthony Dutton called me, and I couldn't take the call, obviously, because we're doing a show, but I'm just telling what floor are you guys on again? Okay, well, 29. I'm going to say 29, but I'm telling him on the show as we're doing the show. So our next guest looks like he's going to be a little bit late because he's maybe just a bit behind, and he'll be here shortly. So you've spoken to Anthony, Suzanne?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So Anthony Dutton from CanX Capital is going to be here shortly. CNNX on the CSE. Again, we're going to pull up that chart quickly.
Let's do that. Let's take a look.
It's suffering from a lot of the same issues that other companies are. Summer doldrums have set in. Volume has dropped right off. Look at this. Well, actually, that's not so bad. It's just not showing on the chart because of these big days back here. So let's go to the full screen look. We're going to pull it back to the 5-day look. All right, so here's the volume. So it's starting to get thinly traded, and I'll tell you what the reason is because the story's not out there sufficiently to generate much interest.
But I mean, as we move sideways here, like the volatility seems to be being like, what are the wrung out? Like the volatility seems to be coming out of this space to some degree.
Yeah, well,
but it's still early.
The last value catalyst catalyzed a holiday. And so everybody blew out their stock after the value catalyst. They're cashed up, and now all the hotels on the Côte d'Ivoire, everywhere is sold out. Everywhere, all the 5-star places are sold out this year. I know because I tried to book some things, and it's like, no, we've been sold out.
In France?
In France, in Italy, in Amalfi, and you name it. The top vacation destinations are sold out because Americans and Canadians are riding high on this cannabis wave, and investors everywhere around the world. That's the bottom line. What can I say?
But they're not riding as high as they were, say, 2 months ago.
Not as high as 2 months ago.
And certainly last December, they were really riding high.
Last December, they were doing very well. Very well. Let's pull out. Well, I don't think CanX was trading. Oh, yeah, they were in the mix back then. Nope. They started back here in March. But anyways, let's go have a quick look over on our YouTube channel. Oh, look at all the people over here. Okay. All right. Neil Fletcher, they took a look at their chart on the show and dismissed it because they didn't know anything about it. Then the volume started coming in a couple of days later, and then a huge jump in still heavy volume. If I didn't know any better, I'd say Neil Fletcher was disparaging our technical analysis expertise, but perhaps not.
Which issue is he talking about?
It doesn't say. He's just jumping in with that sort of
Right.
No, there's no preamble to that. They took a look at their chart on the show and dismissed it because they didn't know anything about it. Then the volume started coming in a couple days later, and then a huge jump and still heavy volume. Neil Fletcher, if you're still walking, how about you tell us what you're talking about? We've talked about a few issues and a few charts so far on the show, and so we don't know what you're talking about. But we're happy to engage with you on a mutually respectful basis, and we'll try to answer your questions on whatever that is. Crop Infrastructure Corp. Oh, I see. Okay, you guys see Crop doubled since I brought it up last week. Before it was trading 10 million shares a day the last 4 days. Okay.
Can we look at the chart?
We're going to pull up the chart here. Now, granted, we didn't know anything about Crop. Quite true. Got a good point there. Did we spend any time trying to learn about Crop? No, we didn't. Why is that, Ed? We don't know it. We don't know them. They haven't called us. We're gladly have the CEO on and hear what the company's up to. Yeah, no, Crop is loading.
Okay.
All right.
30, okay.
So, yeah.
Look at the
big volume. Let's pull it back to the 3-month look. Okay, let's see. Fundamentally in the press release department, July 10th, investment pitch media. Oh, okay. And it's pending cannabis harvest in Humboldt County. You know, that's interesting. We're going to Humboldt County with a film crew next week. So, Mr. Fletcher, yes. If you would like us to come and visit and witness firsthand and shoot some of your operations, email Suzanne Garcia, sgarcia@midasletter.com. We're coming to Humboldt County next week. Okay, so Crop Infrastructure Corp. We're going to start to get to know this company a bit. Let's see. What else? 20,000 square feet rec cannabis in California, first harvest. That's interesting. Who is the CEO
Michael
of this
York.
company?
I thought he was an actor.
Okay. No, we don't know anything about him. Let's take a look at their website. Oh, we did take a look at this company, and we didn't know anything about it. That's right. Great. Well, so now we're going to come and figure it out. That's it. Neil, Mr. Fletcher, you have incensed us and inspired us. We're flying down to California.
We're moving in.
Okay, so if, let's see, info at Crop Corp. Let's see, subject, site visit. I'm going to dictate this just because I can by hitting function twice. Hey guys, we're coming down to visit Humboldt County with a camera crew next week. Oh, the interpretation. Oh, that is working. I better start again. Hey guys, No, that's no good. This is no good for the live, so. Anyways, but we're going to send
there's hey guys.
Yes, I know.
Let's go
now
get
it's going to start picking up everything I say. Watch this. It's going to start writing everything I say. No, it knows that it shouldn't. Or I'm talking too fast. Oh, yeah. Let's see. There it goes. Okay, Suzanne, can you please send an email to our new friends at Crop? Neil Fletcher, maybe you can hook up with Suzanne, and I don't mean to hook up in that way. No. She's ours, not yours.
I think hook up only means one thing, doesn't it?
Well, Ed, hashtag.
I'm just
not you.
Me too.
Hashtag you know. Anyways.
All right.
Anyways, so Crop Infrastructure. Yeah, we're going to have a look. All right, maybe we're going to own stock here soon.
Yeah.
Coming back to Canopy Growth Corp. I want to look at the one-day picture and see what that announcement did for them.
Nothing.
Well, I don't know about that. The announcement came out here, and look at the stock spiked up, and it's it's kind of turned around its downward trend for the day. So I would say that it caused a reversal. Canopy Growth to acquire Haiku Brands. Let's take a look at the press release. Haiku shareholders will receive 0.046 of a Canopy share. I'd gladly take 0.046 of a Canopy share if I had a couple of million Haiku shares. All right, in exchange for each Haiku share, equivalent of $1.91 per Haiku share, 33% premium based on the 20-day. That's a win for Haiku. I can hear them all celebrating down the street there. Do you hear them? Tokyo Smoke, they're celebrating.
They're involved with?
Yeah, okay, so here's all the updates.
With Weed MD, right?
Haiku merged with Weed MD. Haiku took over Tokyo Smoke. Haiku took over Domo Brands, was it? Or Domo Cannabis, is that, Suzanne? Doja. Sorry, Doja. Okay. So that's an interesting acquisition. Bam, another one falls. See, this is how this market's going to go. We're starting to see consolidation here.
I know.
Aurora is sucking them up like like a shop vac.
So
in
how
a
many
room full of
companies
leaves.
will be left, you think? Eventually, probably only 3 or 4 or 5 or 6.
No, you know what? I think that there won't be any pure cannabis companies. I think the cannabis companies will either use their increasingly valuable currency to make horizontal acquisitions into other businesses, both in pharma and in recreational consumables. And so they will, I could see Canopy and or Aurora taking over both pharma companies and or alcohol and food and beverage companies.
Right.
Or they are going to get taken out as consolidation happens in those industries. So, you've got Diageo has already lost some of their manpower to 2 different organizations. Who's to say that that's not Diageo infiltrating organizations with their guys to get a look-see on who's the most worthwhile to acquire? Diageo is huge, billions in dollars in market cap. So how many companies are going to be left? I don't know. How many pure cannabis companies are there going to be? Probably not many. I bet you see the same things that happens in beer. You've got all these monster global conglomerates.
And they start buying up
micro. Getting these, you get these craft growers who come up with some product line or some new strain of cannabis that suddenly everybody wants, or some other twist that we can't even imagine right now because we're not that smart. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And and here's my insight for the moment. Increasingly, there is pressure to legalize or decriminalize all drugs. And that's coming from the Toronto, I read the news this morning.
Sure.
I can't remember who it was. Somebody's going to tell me at some point here.
I mean, to be thrown in jail for doing drugs. I mean, if you're just doing it for yourself, seems kind of...
Well, if you're doing it for yourself, well, then you're not harming anybody but yourself, unless, of course, you're stealing to supply
That's my
drugs.
point. My point is,
So what was the news release I saw today? Canada health officials decriminalize all drugs. Okay, so this is in one of those fake newspapers that Google insists on supporting. Toronto's top public health official is calling for the decriminalization of all drugs as a way to curb rising overdoses. Toronto Medical Officer of Health Dr. Eileen Davila says Canada's current stance on drugs forces people into unsafe drug use practices and creates barriers to seeking help. So this is the Toronto's medical health officer calling for decriminalization. So here's what's coming.
Right.
When you say how many companies will be left, I don't know, but there's going to be a whole bunch of new ones who are going to try to position to be the first to offer medical cocaine, medical coca derivatives, medical, what other
heroin,
plant derived. Well, heroin's a big failure. It's already, here's the reality about opiates. They're too strong for us. They cause a temporary relief situation. That's probably what they're meant to be used for, is temporary relief from acute pain. But they've been transformed into such powerful and addictive substances through, manipulation by big pharma that they've become these carfentanil, 100 times more potent than fentanyl. Fentanyl, horse tranquilizer. What's 100 times more potent?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, fentanyl is a tranquilizer that for horses. That's what it was originally for. Carfentanil is 100 times more potent. You know what its deemed official use case is? To tranquilize elephants. Now, I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of horses. I haven't seen so many elephants. But is an elephant 100 times bigger than a horse?
No.
100 times. No. Maybe, what, 5,
Maybe
6, 7, 8 times?
3 times.
So why do we need a drug that's 100 times more potent than a horse tranquilizer unless it's designed to kill people?
Right.
That's my point of view. Big Pharma, we're coming for you.
Okay.
If I don't show up tomorrow, it's Big Pharma's
editorial. That was very good.
Yeah, not bad. Eh? I guess you call that.
Well, they say the biggest drug dealer. Can I say this?
Yeah, feel free.
They say the biggest drug dealer in the world is the government of the United States.
Ooh, that's
a comment.
I think they've got bigger problems, personally.
But maybe they're involved in look at the pharma industry, right?
Well,
it's all.
I don't think the government is involved in the pharma industry. I think the pharma industry is involved in the government, and that is the issue.
Yeah, there was a big show on 60 Minutes a few months ago, and basically it was interesting because soon after that, somebody that was going to become the new drug czar for the Trump administration had to resign.
Well, Ed, would you mind if I read a little bit of news?
No, read some news. Would you mind if I went for a little walk?
Ed, I have no problem with that.
I'll be right back.
All right, I'm going to read some news.
Read some news. I'll be right back.
All right, Ed. So in the cannabis world today, there is some interesting developments as per usual. Organogram Holdings, TSX Venture, symbol OGI, announced they've entered into a letter of intent with Haiku Brands, trading on the CSE under the symbol HIKU. As an approved supplier to Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries, Organogram will supply Haiku with up to 1,000 kilograms of premium cannabis products per year on a 3-year agreement. Products include both dried cannabis and cannabis oils, which will be sold through designated Tokyo Smoke retail locations in Manitoba. As of July 11th, NutriSci International, TSX Venture listed under symbol NU, and Nutritional High International, trading on the CSE under the symbol EAT, will commence the production process of its newly developed chewable THC product, New Energy Tablets, for sale and distribution in the state of California. The New Energy Tablets will be produced at the company's Paso Verde manufacturing facility located in Sacramento, California. Initial distribution will begin in approximately 400 dispensaries across the state. Suniva Inc., CSE listed SNN, announced they intend to list their shares on the Toronto Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ stock market, an effort to unlock the underlying value of the company's assets on both sides of the border. Canaccord Genuity Corp will act as a financial advisor in connection with the spin-out transaction and other strategic initiatives. Emblem Corp, trading on the TSX Venture under symbol EMC, announced the launch of its first adult-use cannabis brand, Symbol. Leveraging Emblem's existing brand strength in the medical market, Symbol was created to offer an equally thoughtful brand experience for those seeking cannabis for recreational use that fits within their productive lifestyle. Symbol, pronounced SYMBL. That's interesting. Lost a vowel there. FSD Pharma, our favorite big company to hate. No, we're just kidding. We love FSD Pharma, especially since Anthony Durkach has joined the board, trading on the CSE under the symbol HUGE, announced that they have entered into a non-binding letter of intent with Cantab Therapeutics Limited, trading on the CSE under the symbol PILL. FSD Pharma will assist Cantab to obtain a license to process and sell cannabis products and will provide Cantab with up to 10,000 square feet of space at their facility in Cobourg, Ontario. Boy, that's going to turn into a regular cannabis mall out there. Canada's first cannabis mall. MYM Nutraceuticals Inc., trading on the CSE under the symbol MYM, announced they have entered into an investment agreement to acquire a 49% stake in Colombian cannabis company, Columbia Organica. Columbia Organica currently grows, produces, and creates cannabis derivatives to be commercialized and or exported. Columbia Organica, furthermore, is in the licensing process for the cultivation and production of high THC cannabis extracts. MYM and Columbia Organica have plans to build a production facility near Medellin, Colombia, for the cultivation and processing of cannabis and cannabis products. Boy, Colombia is turning into another. It's going to be the first national cannabis mall. Tilray, yes, one of the first ACMPR licensed companies in the history of the ACMPR regime in Canada, is going to go public, finally. We've been wondering what's been keeping them for so long. Anyways, they've applied to list their common stock on the NASDAQ Global Select Market under the ticker symbol TLRY. Tilray is offering 9 million shares of Class 2 common stock at an initial price to the public between $14 and $16 US per share, possibly valuing the company at nearly $1.5 billion. Canopy Rivers are also preparing to go public after raising $104 million after completing their previously announced private placement. Too many P's in there. Lineage Grow Company, listed on the CSE under the symbol BUDD, announced a $10 million convertible debenture offering. The proceeds of that offering will be used by the company for the acquisition and build-out of facilities in California, Oregon, and Washington, general working capital, and general corporate purposes. True Leaf Medicine, symbol CSEMJ, announced today that the former CEO of David's Tea has been appointed to its board of directors. And that brings us to the end of our little news segment today. Back to you, Ed. Yeah, well, so...
I'm back.
Yeah, we'd love that, Ed. Boy, you're back.
My back is in pretty good shape, actually.
Your back is sore?
Okay, so the markets are closed.
Yeah.
Another day.
Yeah.
Another dollar.
Another day, another dollar, another, let's see, what did our
index close at?
Now, let's take a quick look here. Stock, cannabis.
I'm really interested in what weed's going to do here.
The index is down 0.34% on the day.
Okay.
Let's see, I want to take a look at what did our weed do today. So, not a strong reaction from the market. But again, you know, like I don't think there's too many eyeballs.
Let's put them up there by ranking.
They're currently listed by market cap rank.
Okay, we put them up by percentage change.
All right. So that's high to low.
Okay, so Afria
had an okay day, up 17 cents. Green Organic Dutchman up slightly, 4 cents.
If you had 1,000 shares of that, you'd be up $170 today.
170 bucks? That's not a lot of dough.
Nope.
But it's more.
But it's better than losing 170 bucks. Just saying.
Good point, Ed. Good point.
And
Always looking on the bright side.
Look at the Green Organic Dutchman. There's a up 4 cents, 6 cents, 10. I can't look at these are not big numbers. Okay, like these are. Maybe it's the doldrums again. The doldrums.
Yeah. Oh, we're in the doldrums for sure. You think we're in the doldrums in the cannabis space? You should look at the mining sector. Those poor guys couldn't catch a bid to save their lives.
I heard a rumor today, as a matter of fact, that they're thinking of taking out the word mining from the English language because it's non-existent.
That is cruel.
Well,
cruel humor from Ed Milewski.
Yeah.
Special Ed Milewski.
Special Ed.
Unbelievable.
Special Ed.
Ed, we were talking about we were going to start doing a bit of a copper update, I think, in the weeks ahead.
Yeah.
So we're going to add copper update, copper market update. Why would you care? You're saying if this is a cannabis network, because cannabis at some day is going to fade into the other noise of markets and just be another market thing.
Yeah.
And when that happens, there might be a rally in the commodities, especially if all the markets coincide with the general downturn in the markets as a result of the chaos that I predict that Trump is yet to catalyze in U.S. markets. And I believe that Trump is going to be the next financial crisis.
Well, I don't know about that. But
here, I opened up a door for you to defend the Trumpster, and you passed on
Trumpster.
The Trumpster.
The case of the
Trumpster rhymes with dumpster. One day you'll find a Trumpster in the dumpster and the world will start to be the same.
And a case of the Edster.
The Edster? Or the Jimster? Jamester? Wester?
Jokester?
Fester?
Edster.
Dexter? Damn near.
Defending the Trumpster.
Whoa.
But soft.
So why has the Hydropothecary been sort of falling to pieces before our very eyes? Let's take a look. Hydropothecary, they changed their symbol from a great one to a lousy one. That's one. My opinion only, but excuse me, THCX was a great symbol. Hexo, what does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. Okay, it's your recreational brand. No offense, Sebastian, but means nothing. Go back to THCX. No, just kidding. But hopefully something, I say Hydropothecary is a target. On May 21, look at this. Ben Smith wrote an article suggesting Hydropothecary would be an ideal dance partner for Molson Coors Brewing. That's speculation. There's speculation for you.
Who wrote that article? Ben Smith?
Ben Smith, our own Ben Smith. He'll be here Friday. We're doing a live.
Boy, he's quite the writer. Look at this.
Yeah, well, he writes, I talk. That's the new deal.
Oh, okay.
You know the last time I published anything in writing on this site was? Jeez, I can't tell you. Do you know how many articles I have in draft mode on the back end that I never get to finish? I can't tell you.
Like a million.
No, not a million, but 5 or 6 anyways. 5 or 6. Very frustrating not to have.
Wow, look at this, eh? I got to tell you, like I'm not seeing a lot of love here.
You know, okay, but look at Hexo. Actually, I take it all back, because if we look at this, they're actually, you know, they're actually still, I mean, you could point to a technical trend here. Hydropothecary is still looking okay. I mean, they're
Hydropothecary is looking okay. There's no question, but this area in here is starting to get looking a little congested. I don't like these, you know, this candle here, and look at red. Now a little bit of green, but more red. Let's see what happens. You know, we're gonna stay tuned here, right? We're gonna watch.
We'll come back to it, but now I'm going to have a quick chat with my next guest, who is Keith Dolo. You know who Keith Dolo is? Sproutly.
Okay.
Do you mind? Do you mind if I just step aside for an interview?
Why don't you do that?
Okay.
And I'll.
You don't mind? You're not offended? Can I get you a beer while you wait?
Oh, I know where they are.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Midas Letter Live. My guest in this segment is Keith Dolo, President and CEO of Sproutly Canada Inc., which just began trading on the Canadian Securities Exchange under the symbol SPR. He joins us live via Skype in Vancouver. Keith, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, good morning, James. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Keith, you just listed on the TSX Venture, or the CSE rather, and you've got a kind of diversified approach to the cannabis business that is not like much else we've seen so far. Let's start with an overview. What exactly is the business of Sproutly?
Yeah, so thanks so much, James. So Sproutly is positioning ourselves to be a leader in the beverage space. Previous to this, we were going down the path of becoming a small batch producer. We have a 17,000 square foot property in Toronto, run under the license of Toronto Herbal Remedies. We're in the process of closing a very transformative acquisition in the cannabis space of a company named Infusion Biosciences Canada. We've been in the works of going through the due diligence with Infusion Biosciences Canada for about the last 8 months now, and since we're listed, we can obviously close out the transaction in a short time frame, within the next kind of 5 to 10 business days. And Infusion Biosciences really positions Sproutly for a bit of a pivot in our business model moving forward. They have been able to create the world's only truly water-soluble cannabis solution after 12 years of research into water-soluble extraction technologies. And so they've developed a very specified APP technology which will enable us to take the product and the supply that we're able to produce at our THR facility and create an ingredient that is really second to any other ones that are on the market right now, because it's not an oil-based ingredient. It is truly water-soluble, and it allows us both from a pharma remedies or biopharmaceutical standpoint, but also allowing us to focus on the consumer foods and the beverage industry. So really excited to close that transaction and start working on the business model of deploying it moving forward.
Yeah, okay. And so your growing facility, it's a wholly owned subsidiary called Toronto Herbal Remedies.
Correct.
Received your license to cultivate, correct?
Yeah, we got our license back on June 8th, so that was a good milestone for the company after years of development of the facility. We're looking at bringing clones in a very short time frame to get that facility up and producing. And obviously, as we close out the Infusion Biosciences Canada transaction, we'll be building out our ready-built lab, which already had $1 million of lab equipment within it, to be able to house the technology that Infusion Biosciences has created with their patent-pending process. So we'll have a ready-built facility that can not only cultivate the cannabis, but can also turn it into the infused 2.0 or the bio-natural oil processes that are out there. So.
Sure. So the importance or significance of soluble cannabinoids is really kind of something I'd like to drill down upon a bit, because I'm curious in the context of, so GW Pharma just received FDA approval for the first FDA-approved cannabinoid-derived drug for epilepsy based on CBDs. Is it logical to presume that the development of these kinds of drugs are going to rely on water-soluble cannabinoids in some formulations in order to be useful?
Yeah, so I think if you look at GW's product, from what I can recall, it comes in a syrup. So it's a refined version of the cannabinoid that they make available to fight the epilepsy, as well as a couple other different conditions. Our product is similar in the sense that it will come as a refined product, but it doesn't start out as an oil-based product. So what APP and Infusion Biosciences has been able to do is to really look at the plant and look at, from a groundbreaking discovery, discovering that there are truly naturally water-soluble forms of the phytochemicals, including the cannabinoids and terpenes that exist within the plant. So being able to deliver a truly water-soluble product to the human body allows the body to ingest it in a much different manner. All the current forms of oils into beverages or oils into products still get processed within the body in the same form, whether it's in a nanoparticle or microparticle or molecule. The body still takes time to break that oil-based product down or molecule, and it still takes 30 to 45 minutes, as you know, from many edibles or ingestibles that are on the market, to feel the effects of it. And those effects wear off anywhere between 4 to 6 hours. Since ours is a water-soluble form of those cannabinoids, your body ingests it like a truly water-soluble form. So like a salt dissolving in a water or a sugar dissolving in a water, it is truly water-soluble. It's not compatible or it's not miscible like an oil. And your body ingests that and feels the full effects of that cannabinoid, whether it's THC or CBD, in around 5 minutes. Some patients take it as early as 2 to 3 minutes. They feel the effects of it. And that's the full effect. It's not a gradual climbing scale over the next couple hours as your body continues to break down more of the oils and ingest it and feel the ongoing effects. You feel the full effects within, let's say, 5 minutes or maybe under. And that full effect is out of your system somewhere between 60 and 90. Some patients as early as 45 they've been giving us the feedback on. So it's really drastically shortened the onset and the offset times of ingesting those versions of those cannabinoids.
Sure. So I guess that level of control gives you a higher level of control over dosage and duration.
Yeah, and because the full effects is felt within 5 minutes, for somebody from a recreational standpoint, if it's in a beverage, they can determine if they want to continue to ingest more, or if they want to stop after 5 minutes and the half of a drink or half of a dose is all they want, or they continue to take more on. It's not up to their body and their metabolism, not that given day and time, to continually wait for the effects to climb over the next 2 to 3 hours and sit within their system for 4 to 6 or longer in some cases, as you've heard with many horror stories about the edibles or consumables markets.
Right. Okay, so I guess in the terms of the bioceutical market and foodstuffs and beverages, as you said earlier, there's no getting around the requirement for water-soluble cannabinoids, especially in the process that you're talking about, where it is actually, scientifically water-soluble, not just superficially so.
Yeah, I think with a lot of the products out there, if you look at their patents or even if you look at the different products and how they explain their water solubility, it's majority of the time it's water compatible. And I think that the term is misused within the industry quite a lot. I think if you look at it from a true biopharma standpoint, An oil will never be soluble within a beverage or within a food product. An oil can be compatible, it can be nano-encapsulated, or it can be emulsified and blended in with other chemicals to make it visually appealing to the eye in terms of solubility. You know, but if your eye can't visually see it, that doesn't mean from a biopharma standpoint that it's actually water soluble. You need to have a new version of that cannabinoid that doesn't start out in an oil-based form or is transitioned to become a truly water-soluble product. And I think that's the difference when you see a lot of the products that are on the market versus what we're going to be coming to market with. Ours is the first one that actually fits the water-soluble definition, and it's not a water-compatible or miscible being amassed or being, you know, emulsified or nano-encapsulated into a beverage.
Sure. So are the other companies out there that are claiming to have water-soluble cannabinoids, are they actually more or less packaging a water-compatible sort of solution that's not actually water soluble?
Yeah, you know, not to go into the backgrounds of all the different companies out there, because there's some great products out there that are fitting different market segments out there. But, you know, we did a freedom to operate patent search, and out of about 1,000 patents in the States that are currently registered and filed, a lot of them that are promoting on their website say water solubility, but in fact, if you look into their patent, which has to be 100% correct from a scientific standpoint, or it makes that patent admissible, those patents say water compatible on almost every single one of them. I think there was one that said solubility. We searched about 1,000 that actually said water compatible or water miscible. And I think our industry lacks the scientific regulatory backgrounds that a lot of the big pharma companies are, you know, have to ensure that they adhere to. And so consumer marketing, consumer product demand drives a lot of the marketing initiatives and what is actually set on the market out there. So from a solubility standpoint, many of the products that are out there, like you mentioned, they are water compatible or they're water miscible. They're not actually a true water soluble product that from a biopharma standpoint, it has dissolved within the liquid. Just because your eyes can't see it doesn't mean that it's actually dissolved within the product. So. Right.
So at what point do you anticipate to realize revenue from the sale or licensing of your technology?
So we're going to, you know, I don't believe that we're going to license out our technology. You know, the proof is in the secret sauce and the process that we have a patent pending application in right now. So to license it out kind of gives away that secret sauce. We are going to keep it in-house and produce our own ingredients in-house initially now that we're going to then sell off to bigger CPGs or beverage companies or topical companies. We're working on bringing our clones in. We obviously need to go through our cultivation phase right now, but we're also in, you know, mid to late stage discussions with either other LPs or other consumer packaged goods companies to be able to work with them on joint venture partnerships to be able to produce and touch product as soon as possible. And if in fact we are able to get something put together, you know, and stick strictly towards the consumables, the edible market, as we know, that's not part of the legal market here in Canada over the short time frame. So I think as we look forward to next year in 2019 of edibles or consumables being produced, I think that'll be our larger revenue driver at that point. I think in the short term, we've got to lock down 2 or 3 of these joint ventures so we can start working from a research standpoint on the formulations to be able to deliver to the market when it comes available in 2019, the best available, truly water-soluble beverage that can hit the marketplace and make a big punch.
Sure. All right. Well, that's great, Keith. We're going to keep watching and look for those products. This is a technology that we don't see enough of at this point in the marketplace. So we'll leave it there. We'll come back to you in a very short period of time and see how things are developing. Thanks for joining me today.
Good. Thanks for having me, James.
Portable cannabis potency and chemical analyzer. What am I talking about? What time must it be? Oh, it's 4:20. It's time for the latest cannabis gadget / product thingy that we probably hope maybe that you haven't actually heard of. Anyways, what am I talking about? If you look at what I'm looking at, and it is something unbelievable. It's the MyDX Cannabis Potency Analyzer, the sensor that allows you to test your cannabis potency, THC, on site within a matter of minutes. Wow. And it also detects cannabinoids such as CBD, CBN, and 20 terpenes, providing you with a total canna profile. Now, as we have seen, we have tried to order a few of these things online. I'm going to try to order one right now, just to make sure for you, the audience, that it is a legitimate product. I've clicked on order now. Order now. Oh, here we go. Buy now. Okay, let's see, how does this work? My DX analyzer kits. That was Suzanne, in case you didn't recognize her. Okay, we could actually just leave the items there, I think, because that just looks weird. Anyway, so I'm not sure exactly how this works. You've got several sensors here. Organa DX. CannaDX sensor, $69.95. Use conjunction with MDX My Analyzer. Okay, so this thing, actually, what does it do? It plugs into your iPhone? Oh, I see. There's a box. There's a box that comes with it. Anyways, if anybody has one of these devices, it would be great to hear about it. The Cannabis DX Analyzer. I'd be interested to hear what your experience is and how it works. I'm going to jump to the YouTube channel. I'm going to say thank you very much to Neil Fletcher for bringing us Crop, even though we've just, we think we might actually know them. Actually, I've met Michael York before, so there's a good start. I certainly know Twyla Jensen. And let's see, Jeff Shee, thanks very much for the update on the last of the day announcement by Canopy that they are taking over Haiku Brands. Bit of an interesting transaction there. And we're going to wrap the show up here. You've noticed that Ed has already gone. Ed is on his way down the street to catch himself another pint, I'm assuming. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the alert button, the little bell up in the corner, go to our website, subscribe to the newsletter, etc. Subscribe to us on Twitter. And I hope to see you very soon. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, you notice our guests, we didn't have our guest, the Jetty Extracts guest didn't make it today. They were too late. We didn't have CanX Capital here today. They're late. We're going to pre-record them tonight and put them in tomorrow's stream. How about that? We're going to have Keith Herker here from WeedMD to talk about the Haiku transaction with Canopy, potentially. And we're going to have, who else have we got coming tomorrow? We've also doing a Ask Me Anything on weed stocks at Reddit. So if you're a Reddit fan, we're actually going to simulcast the Ask Me Anything segment. Ben Smith, our writer, is going to be here with me that day. And then we also have... we have Jay Wilgar from Newstrike is coming in tomorrow. Thursday. Jay Wilgar from Newstrike will be here Thursday. Lots to talk about. Lots coming up this week. Please tune back in. We'll try to shoot for 3 o'clock, 3:15-ish tomorrow again, and that will be all for now. Thank you so much for watching.